Welcome, everyone. This is week number 4 of my weekly LinkedIn Live 52-week challenge. I'm here with Deanna Russo from Leverage Up, and we'll be talking about how to get the most out of LinkedIn. How are you doing today, Deanna?
Good. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I really appreciate you being a guest here. A lot of people are on LinkedIn. It's being pushed to everyone that, hey, you must have a LinkedIn, you must have a professional resume, you must be, have a professional presence on LinkedIn, and that's what you need for a job. So we'll go over a little bit about kind of the myths about LinkedIn, what the best practices to do on LinkedIn, and how to get the most out of it. And I think we're both good examples of what we've done so far. So Deanna, I'll give you a couple minutes here for you to introduce yourself and let our guests know you a little bit better.
Sure. Thank you so much for inviting me on. So my name is Deanna Russo and my company is Leverage Up. And what we do is we work with our clients to maximize their presence on LinkedIn and grow their business on LinkedIn as well. Whether they are job seekers, whether they're business owners, whether they're sales professionals, our clients know that we customize the approach for them and we work together to reach those goals. We work in a series of phone calls or video calls, and it all is 30 minutes for each phone call. We work on your profile, we work on how to engage with your network, and we work on your content marketing. So that's basically how Leverage Up works in a nutshell. Me personally, I am a mom of 3 kids, and the only reason why it's so quiet in my house right now is no one else is here. So it's the perfect day for this. It is just me and my cats. So I am super excited about being on and talking about LinkedIn.
Yeah, and I really like the one thing you mentioned about what you do for your clients. You customize your plans, you customize your strategy for every single person because everyone has different needs on LinkedIn, right? Some people are looking for jobs, some people are looking for more clients, some people are just trying to build a brand, right? So everyone has different needs there, and we'll go into that a little more here. So what I like to do on all my LinkedIn Lives is to do an icebreaker. I'll do the 2 truths and a lie here. So I'll go first. I'll share my 2 truths and a lie. I'll let you kind of guess which one the lie is, and I'll let the audience, our guests here, guess as well. So here are my 2 truths and a lie. Number 1, I can dunk a basketball. Number 2, I have ran a half marathon before.
Wow.
And number 3, I've tripled the number of LinkedIn followers in the last year.
I am thinking 2 truths and a lie. So I am thinking that the third one is true. The second one is true. Can you dunk a basketball? I don't know.
Yeah, in the comments, think which one is the lie here. Deanna thinks it's number 1, I can't dunk a basketball. I'll make it a little 50-50 choice for everyone. I wouldn't be talking about how to get the most out of LinkedIn if I haven't been able to triple my followers. So that one's an absolute truth there.
That's what I thought.
So sorry, Corey, had to ruin your guess over there. So no, I have tripled my LinkedIn followers. Let me put this back on the screen here. So 2 truths and a lie. Any other guesses here? Or give it another 10 seconds.
I don't know your height, so maybe you can dunk a basketball. So let's go with, let's say the truths are number 1 and number 3.
Okay, so number 2 is the lie. That's your final answer?
Yes.
Deanna?
Yes.
Okay, so the lie is I cannot dunk a basketball.
Really? Okay.
So, I am 5'11", which is tall relatively, but not as tall as players in the NBA. I was pretty close. In one of my internships, we had CrossFit classes, so I got a lot stronger. I was able to jump a lot higher, and I was like 2 inches away from like cleanly dunking a basketball. So that's one of my biggest kind of like, oh man, if I stayed in that internship longer, I could have been able to dunk a basketball. So I did run a half marathon. I did that in 2018. And then for number 3 there, I started the year last year with about 2,200 followers. Now I'm at about 7,200, so more than tripled. Your growth has been even more amazing, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So Deanna, you want to share your two truths or a lie?
Yes. So my truths or and a lie, I'll rattle them off. The first one is I was an amazing athlete in high school. That's number one. I was an amazing athlete in high school. Number two, my favorite food is sushi. And number three is, see, I was brainstorming about this, Stephen, and I just lost the third one, is I had a dog when I was growing up. They're really not that exciting.
A dog. I mean, not 8 dogs, a dog.
A dog, yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to put it on the screen here. One sec.
I really am not that exciting of a person.
No, we all are. That's why I like doing these two truths and a lie. You learn about a couple things here. So these are Deanna's two truths and a lie. Number one, she was an amazing athlete in high school. Number two, her favorite food is sushi. And number three, she had a dog growing up. So if you're watching, put in the comments what your guess is. So we got Corey here. He thinks your favorite food is a lie. He doesn't think your favorite food is sushi. That's what I'm leaning towards as well. I'm thinking about it. I know we recently connected, Deanna, so I don't know you at that deep personal level. So I could believe that you were an amazing athlete in high school. Give a few more seconds here for other people to guess. Looks like we have someone else here. Jeff also thinks sushi is the lie. Okay, so we have two people in the audience. You also got myself who think number two, your favorite food is sushi, is the lie. So that's my guess as well. So Deanna, which one is your lie here?
I was not an amazing athlete in high school. But one of my favorite foods is sushi. It is a very close tie between sushi and pizza. And so I'm like, if I go with pizza, that seems pretty obvious. But yeah, I had a dog. His name is Sparky. And we were together for 15 years. Like my parents got the dog when I was 2. So yeah, it was a very close bond. I still miss Sparky.
That is amazing. Yeah, during this pandemic time, shelter in place, staying at home, I've been craving sushi for a very long time, and it took me a while to go out and order sushi because I was skeptical about takeout sushi, right? Not it being fresh, but man, first time I had it, I was just like, oh my god, this is so good. So I ended up having at least every couple of weeks or so during still now, even during this quarantine time here. So yeah, Corey. So next week, hopefully you can improve on your guesses here over 2 here, but it's okay. This is all for fun here. So, Deanna, I guess let's start with what is the biggest myth about LinkedIn that you've seen from others, you've seen from your clients?
It's really, there's 3 big ones. There are 3 big ones. I would say to start is the biggest myth about LinkedIn from people who are on Facebook, from people who are on Instagram, for people who are on Twitter, is that we are all a bunch of suits. We're all a bunch of CEOs or CFOs, and this is all just B2B. And it's not true. There is a lot of B2B going on LinkedIn. Don't get me wrong, but I think it is a big myth because we're not all here to do business with other companies. It's really much more than that. The second myth is that this is just for job seekers. And LinkedIn has 760 million people, 760 million worldwide. We're in the US, we're in the UK, we're in Australia, we're in India, we're in Asia, we're all over the place. I have a client in Brazil. Whoever thought that was going to happen? That's mind blowing. And I have another client getting ready to work with me in Australia. It is an international platform. And there are job seekers here. There are plenty of job seekers who really want to find their next opportunity using LinkedIn, but it's not just job seekers. We're just so much more than that. And the third one, I really think it goes back to that B2B suits thing. There is a B2B and then there's a CEOs. They're all CEOs and they're all working in office jobs, and it's so not true. So not true.
Yeah, so I really like that those 3 myths, right? Because that's kind of the misconception about LinkedIn. You look at the other social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, et cetera, they seem a little more, I guess, fun, right? I don't want to use the word exciting because I think LinkedIn is exciting, but it's kind of caters to a different audience, right? And people see LinkedIn as, oh, this is a professional platform. You have to be all formal and dress up in suits, and I mean that's absolutely not true at all. I did a video before. I said this video isn't professional, and my point in the video was I don't dress up in a suit every day when I go to work, right? I doubt 99% of us don't dress up in a suit or formal attire when we go to work. So how I show up at work and what I talk about, how I talk, how I act, is how I act on LinkedIn, right? And that is professional, right? I don't say cuss words. I don't, I avoid topics like, religion or politics, just like I do at work. So, how I am on LinkedIn, how I brand myself, what I share in my videos, how I present myself is exactly how I present myself at work.
It's very true. I mean, authenticity is an overused word for a lot of people. They think that authentic is kind of being fake, but really that's one reason why my content resonates with people is I will write posts, and I have done videos in the past that are about my life. The fact that I had 3 cancellations the other day and I actually got work done. That's the type of stuff that I'm posting content about. The things that I get from my clients and my prospects, those conversations, that's what I post content about. So it's being authentic, and it is being true to yourself, and it's not all suits and buttoned up. And I mean, it's nice to wear a suit every now and then, don't get me wrong, but I mean, that's not who we are on LinkedIn. The majority of us are real people that are on LinkedIn for quite a few different reasons, honestly. Whether you're on LinkedIn to build relationships on this amazing professional networking platform, that's huge. Or whether you're on it to find your next opportunity, and really networking goes back to that. Or if you're a business owner and you want to work LinkedIn so that you're bringing in more business and you're not making as many cold calls to people you don't know, more knocking on the door. That's it. In the end, LinkedIn is about building relationships. So regardless of what your end goal is, that's why we're all here.
Yeah, and I really, really like that, right? So it's not just the number of followers you have. You want to build relationships. You want to have true connections. And I really like what you said about being authentic, right? Because we, like I said earlier, how I am at work is how I am on LinkedIn. And you said you post personal stuff. You got 3 kids. You're a mom. You're a working mom, and that's a lot of work, right? And about that, people resonates, right? There are a lot of working moms out there. There are a lot of people struggling, trying to figure out, how to balance home and kids and work. So, I do the same thing as well. And one thing that's, I think a good example of me being authentic and having that resonate with people, on my LinkedIn headline, it says shy introvert becoming a public manager. Oh, no, sorry. Oh, that's in the bloopers. Shy introvert becoming a public speaker. But yeah, so a lot of people resonate being shy, and they are uncomfortable with public speaking. They're uncomfortable with getting out of the shell, and they see me, who used to be a shy introvert, who's now posting on LinkedIn constantly, posting videos, doing LinkedIn Live. So, just be authentic on LinkedIn. It's okay to be personable, to share what's going on, your struggles, your wins, your challenges, etc. It's okay to share all that because that resonates with a lot of people.
It really does. And can I ask you a question? How does someone who was an introvert do something like a podcast? How amazing is that? I mean, did you ever think in a world like this that you would be doing your own podcast?
Well, 3 years ago, I would have said absolutely not. When I started my 52-week video challenge in 2018, I mean, that first video, I was even scared to post it. I had it ready to go, and I'm just like, all right, I'm going to post it. And I just couldn't do it. And even after I posted, I was about to delete it because in my video, I clearly said it. This is week number 1 of my 52-week challenge. I want to make videos every single year. And I just had all that doubt and imposter syndrome or lack of confidence, whatever you want to call it. But I think just by going through that, getting better, getting more comfortable, getting more confident in public speaking, and just being a little more comfortable with just showing up and putting myself out there, I think that's the biggest fear people have to get over. Now I'm just like, hey, I'm on LinkedIn Live. I just called myself a public manager. But it's no big deal, right? So you just get comfortable, you get confident in those situations, and you just learn and adjust, right? So this wasn't an overnight thing. It definitely took time. I want to say it took 3 years, but it's just constantly showing up, consistently showing up, and that will help bring you confidence and help you get more comfortable with showing up on LinkedIn.
That's fantastic. It's fantastic. And just like you, I started creating videos in 2018. And that actually brings me a little bit to that story about how I got started and how I grew my network. It's in my headline, and ask me how I grew my network from 400 to 11,000. And it has a lot to do with videos. Back in 2018, there weren't a lot of people doing videos on LinkedIn. And so when I started, it was Halloween of 2018. And I just jumped in with both feet, honestly. I didn't know what I was doing. My first few months of videos were just like, ugh. It was not the best experience. I mean, honestly, if I go back and look, I'd be like, what are you thinking? But it was, but you have to get yourself out there, and you have to make the mistakes before you get it right. And that's basically, you're not going to know what you can do or what your capability is until you just jump in with both feet. That's basically how it works. And my what I learned as I was creating the videos, it was every Tuesday and every Friday, and I did that for over a year, consistently, 2 videos a week, over a year. And what I learned was people are not watching the videos. They're not taking in the content to hear about your company, but they are listening to you if you can help them learn. And then I have since found out that 6 out of 10 people are on LinkedIn to learn. So keep that in your mind if you're creating content. If you are sharing knowledge, whether it be behind the scenes of a family of 5, or whether you have a business and you want to help people. And I mean, that's a lot of business owners' goal, is really helping people. So if you want to grow your business, then you need to share the knowledge. And that's what I was doing with those videos. So for over a year, I was creating these videos. I even did, because the position I was in was a sales position, and I was working in a staffing and recruiting division. I was doing a lot of hiring type related videos. And one particular series was interviews, and what is the right way to answer those interview questions and what is the wrong way. And I did a whole series on 12 different interview questions.
Wow.
Is the right way to answer it and what is the wrong way. I would record those videos in my backyard. My daughter would, like, because the selfies got really tough after a while, so she was recording them. She got really good at recording videos. So I'm like a LinkedIn entrepreneur in training is my daughter. But it's really, it goes back to sharing the knowledge. And that's, if you're doing that with your content, then you're going to create an audience.
Yeah, and that's one thing I really, really love about LinkedIn, right? Yes, there are 700, I think you said 760 million people on LinkedIn. And I would say a huge majority of it, 95+%, maybe even, I don't even know what the exact number is, but everyone here is supportive. Everyone here is here to help each other. Yes, we're looking for jobs. Yes, we're, have our own personal interests in mind. But I mean, your content, you're helping others. You shared your 12 interview questions and good answers and bad answers. My content is mostly focused on career tips and advice, LinkedIn, things like that. And I'm just here, I don't say we're just here to help others, right? And I think that's just the positive vibe, positive feeling of LinkedIn. We got a question over here. Deanna, I want to get your thoughts on it. So thank you, Arpit, for the question here. Is it a good strategy to randomly send out connection requests to people in a particular group to increase your network? What are your thoughts?
That's a good one. That is a good question. So I think when you are growing your network, you need to be strategic. So accepting and sending out requests to anybody and everybody isn't being that strategic, because if you're just doing it for the numbers, then I guess you just want to just blast them out, right? But if you have specific goals, what are your goals? for being on LinkedIn, keep those in mind. And that's how you strategically send out those connection requests. If there is, your question here is in a particular group. For example, if you're a doctor and you want to connect with more doctors, go for it. Search doctors in the top, but your content and your engagement with them will go above and beyond just sending connection requests. If you were to find a group, for example, of someone that's in a similar field than you are, think about what field you want to connect with, who that group is, and then you start engaging with those people. Are they currently posting content? Are they creating conversations in a group? Then you write those comments and you engage with them, or you send them a personal message that says, I got so much out of this content. Honestly, those are the people that I connect with without even a thought, are the people that send me a personal message that says, I've got so much out of what you did or what you said. Then that is more than just blind connection requests. There are a lot of people who just do not accept any blind connection requests whatsoever because they don't know the people. But if that person sets up a conversation, whether it be in the comments or whether it be in a personal message, that goes above and beyond just a blind connection request. So
Yeah.
hopefully that answers that.
I 100% agree there, Deanna. I didn't, triple my following. You didn't go from 400 to 11,000 or 18,000. You didn't just do
now
that.
I'm closing in.
Person.
I'm
all
closing
my.
in on, yep, go ahead. I'm closing in on 20,000. I'm getting close. I'm getting so close to 20,000. Yeah. It's a good thing, but I mean, I'm not in it for the numbers though. I'd like to say that flat out. I'm in it for the numbers. It's exciting to have a big network, but it's really about the relationships. That's really what it boils down to.
Yeah. I want to add that what the people I connect with, it's either them directly connecting with me because they see it through my content or they see it through, through their newsfeed or whatever, and they want to connect. Some of them, they don't have a personalized message with it. So I always ask them, why do you want to connect? And that kind of helps shape like my message to my audience. Some people connect because they are a shy introvert. Some people connect because they like my content. They want to learn from me, right? And then the people I directly reach out to are people's content that I enjoy. And I say, hey, I really liked your recent post about this. And can we connect? Or, hey, thanks for liking my post. Or thanks for having an engagement in the comments on this person's post. So I'm not out there blindly connecting with people, right? I do maybe target some people if I'm looking for a job at a company, or if I'm, a particular, like if I'm trying to look for a podcast to join, things like that. But then I always send that personalized connection request. So I guess bottom line is it's not about the numbers, it's about the relationships you build on top of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
hi, Phil.
Yeah.
Phil is one of my followers in my network. He's always engaging with my content. So I got to send a shout out to Phil.
Yeah, and actually I do have Phil on my LinkedIn Live next week. So
that's fantastic.
Exactly,
I'll have to tune in.
So, I'll mention a little about that at the end there. Let's see here. So what other advice do you have on getting the most out of LinkedIn? You talked about we talked about creating content. We talked about being authentic on LinkedIn. Is there anything else you want to add?
I think a lot of people, when it comes to creating content, they feel like they just don't have anything to say. And honestly, the content is all around you. It really is. I walk around with my phone, not texting or on social media, but I'm writing down ideas. I don't have a content calendar. So think about it as that content is all around you. It's not something where you have to be. You can be, and I was at the beginning because I said I had that Tuesday, Friday. So I knew approximately what I would be posting on every Tuesday and every Friday. But as the years have evolved of me contributing on LinkedIn, I don't really have a calendar anymore. I'm just kind of going with where the inspiration is. For example, my biggest post recently has been a reaction to someone who sent me a personal message. And that person who sent me a personal message, it was a cold call sales personal message. We've all received these. But she was selling me. And the thing is, she's a LinkedIn expert. She calls herself a LinkedIn expert, and she messaged me. But the funny thing is, it wasn't just one time she did this. She did it twice in a month, and mind boggling. So I posted about it. I thanked her in a personal message for giving me content. I mean, who knew that a post that I did on Sunday morning? That's another thing. People always ask me, what's the best time to post? It's a pandemic. We're all home. There's a lot less people going anywhere right now. People are posting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do it when you want to. And the fact that I got that message from her on Sunday morning, I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm done. Because I am not one to sit on things that bother me. I will definitely air my grievances about this platform if they're there. And it's basically, it all boils down to people not doing what this platform was created to do. And tools that you're given, like Sales Navigator, they're too often being used by people that just turn it into selling tools. And in the end, this platform is about building relationships.
Exactly.
I would much rather work with someone or buy from someone that I already have a relationship with on LinkedIn than someone ringing my doorbell and selling me a vacuum cleaner. So that's what it all boils down to. I don't know you. So why would I buy from you? And the fact that a LinkedIn person did it, that was just hilarious.
That's the irony behind it. Yeah, I totally agree with you there, Deanna. So the first thing you said about content, I think that the key is just don't overthink it, right?
Yep.
Don't overthink, what's the best time to post to get the most views? Are people going to like my post? It's just like, you don't know until you just post. And, people, see my 52-week challenge and they ask me, hey, like, how do I come up with 52 posts, or how do I come up with 52 ideas? And I said, you don't. You just come up with 2 or 3, right? Come up with 2 or 3 right now so you have stuff ready to go. And I really like you have your phone, you take notes. I do the same thing too. I have like 10 pieces of content I'm ready to go whenever I want, just because I see something on LinkedIn or something inspires me and I just write it down and I create a post out of it. And yeah, the other thing you mentioned about Sales Navigator and then people just not building relationships. Yeah, it's there's, in my opinion, I think there's a little too much automation on LinkedIn. And how do I know the messages I get are automated? Is because in my name, I have a trophy in front of my name and then Stephen Lewin and a trophy at the end.
Yeah.
So, yes, no one's going to type trophy in like a message, but if they automate it, automatically shows up. So I get so many messages like, hey, trophy emoji, do you want to, I'm just like, are you serious? And I call them out on it. I was like, hey, was this message automated? It's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, this is not the right way to do it. I call them out on it. I'm not publicly put them on blast, right? But I say this is not the right way to go here. So
that's hilarious. I should really put an emoji in mine so that I can tell which are the bots and which are actually real people. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, it's just something I put in, just to make my name stand out. But now I know which messages are automated here. So, we're here. We're on this live for about 30 minutes now. Deanna, I'll give you the floor to kind of plug what do you have coming up. A little more about your services. Want to give you the floor here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mentioned it a little bit off the top. So my company, Leverage Up, we work with people one-on-one to grow their network on LinkedIn. I have worked in the past year or so. My Leverage Up business hasn't even been in business for a full year yet, but we've worked with 35 people so far to one-on-one to help them grow their network, whether they're job seekers or whether they're business owners or whether they're sales professionals, regardless of what the end goals are. I'm here to help. And our big kind of announcement coming up is in February 16th, we are going to be doing a masterclass. And it is really for those people that have some questions as far as, does my profile meet what it should be? Is my profile as perfect as what it could be? Are there tweaks that I could use? That's the type of stuff that we're going to be talking in the first masterclass, and I'm hoping to do do more in the year to come. But I'm also talking to groups as well. I'm staying pretty busy, but I got another podcast invitation, so I'm looking forward to really talking more about LinkedIn. But there's some groups on my calendar. I'm open to talking to businesses and chambers of commerce and organizations, because you know what? I think the common denominator here is that not enough people understand LinkedIn, that you can honestly go onto this platform and you can get nervous. I mean, because it doesn't look like Facebook and it doesn't look like Instagram, and it's not your average social media. And so what I do is I basically like get to the point of what a good presence on LinkedIn looks like and how to create that differentiator, because in the end, we don't just have an online resume here. This is not just a place to just put all of your work experience. That's what I thought when I got on LinkedIn back in 2008. I thought that's what it was. It's not. It's so far beyond that. What it is a professional network where you can differentiate yourself from all of those other people, from all of the other business development people, from all of the other financial advisors, from all of the other attorneys. If you did a search under your job title right now, how many people, how many search results would you find? That's basically it. People are writing their job titles in their headlines. And the whole thing that I teach my clients to do is how we can differentiate you among the 760 million people on LinkedIn, how we can work together to set yourself apart from the rest of the people. And with job seekers, that's super easy to do because not enough job seekers are using LinkedIn to its fullest potential. They might be looking for a job and they might be applying on websites like Indeed or even the LinkedIn Jobs one, and they're applying. But in the end, why would that recruiter look at you as opposed to someone else with the exact same job title? So you have to differentiate yourself, and LinkedIn allows you to do that.
Yeah, sorry about that, Deanna. I closed the wrong tab. I was trying to grab your LinkedIn profile. I closed that tab. Instead of closing that tab, I closed my StreamYard tab. But I'm glad that you kept, you're able to.
I just kept going. I'm like the Energizer Bunny. You just wind me up, and I just keep going.
Yeah. So here's the link. I put it in the comments. I have it on the screen here. So make sure everyone, you guys connect with Deanna. Reach out to her if you're looking to kind of figure out how to differentiate yourself on LinkedIn. So before I end here, I want to put my plug. Next Friday, I have my LinkedIn Live with Phil Kasicki. He commented earlier, and we'll be talking about the infinite possibilities in the technology industry. So he's works in tech. He's a mentor for students who are looking to get into the STEM industry. So I really look forward to that conversation as well. So Deanna, thank you so much for joining my LinkedIn Live. I got a couple good bloopers here, but also a lot of good content as well. So thank you so much for coming. We talked about being authentic on LinkedIn. We talked about posting content on LinkedIn. We talked about the myths about LinkedIn. Just be yourself. And you don't have to dress up in a suit every single time you're on LinkedIn. So anything else you want to add, Deanna, before we end this live?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. And I'll talk to you all next week. Thank you so much, Deanna.